everybody, from Barbara and welcome back to my channel. I'm not in Stockholm anymore. We traveled back to our beloved Bergamo and now we are in 2 weeks of mandatory quarantine. So we will cook with what we have already at home. I had a big inspiration this week because I had time to watch some YouTube channels, and I really love the channel of the judge of Masterchef Italy called Chef Barbieri. I've seen a recipe, a chicken recipe that I really like. I have to make small changes to make it keto, but the recipe is truly delicious and I love Masterchef. I don't know about you, but that TV program is really amazing, here in Italy at least. So let's go to the kitchen and let's prepare our Masterchef chicken. The star of this dish are definitely the chicken thighs. Then you will need 1 yellow onion, 1 garlic clove, as usually good extra virgin olive oil, and salt with your favorite spices. In this little jar I have 95% salt and 5% of mixed herbs like red hot chili pepper, basil, rosemary, thyme and sage. Then, as a cheese that we will use for the sauce, I will recommend the taleggio cheese and of course a good prosciutto. I'm using the speck that is an Italian smoked prosciutto, but normal one, even bacon or Spanish jamon will be perfect. Let's start by cleaning and chopping our garlic and the onion. Remember to take out the inner part of your clove because it's the one that we struggle to digest. But if your onion is new, like mine, you will not find it, so don't worry. In the original Masterchef recipe, the chef uses 1 big onion per person, but that's really too much for a ketogenic diet, so we will use 1 medium-sized yellow onion for 3 people. This tip will allow us to enjoy the delicious flavor without going out of our ketosis. And now it's time to cook both the garlic and the onion in a big pan with olive oil. Always remember to put your heating at medium-low because they must become golden and soft without burning. Meanwhile, we can dice our prosciutto or the bacon or the jamon. Just cut your favorite charcuterie. And always remember that personalizing the dishes we prepare is the best of home cooking. So be creative and please write your improvements to this recipe in the comments below because I'm always happy to try new low-carb, high-fat deliciousness. It's also time to season our chicken thighs. And now I will try for the first time a genius recommendation of Masterchef Barbieri. That is to make some incisions in the meat and to push the salt and the spices also into the meat. This sounds great, especially with chicken, because it will give a lot of extra flavor where needed. Another important thing, especially for people following a high-fat diet like us, is to eat also the skin of your chicken, because that's a very fat part. So we will see very soon how to make it crunchily delicious. As you can see, the meat is perfectly seasoned both inside and outside, so we are ready to make the skin crunchy. Meanwhile, onion and garlic are slowly getting ready. So let's take the biggest pan we have because we will definitely need it. A little olive oil is needed because I don't use no sticky pans, but if you do, just skip this step. Many of you ask me about these beautiful metal pans, so I'm happy to tell you that I bought them in IKEA, so you can probably find them in your country too. They clearly don't pay me for telling this, but I really like this cooking set. So, if you're interested, this series is called Sensual. A strange name, but you will definitely remember it. We are now browning the chicken both sides, and then we will bake the thighs in a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius, that are approximately 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Try to do it better than me and not to break the delicious skin. But in the kitchen things happen and not everything comes out perfect. It's important to go on and never surrender, because we will get a yummy lunch anyway. Now that our chicken is baking, we can cook the prosciutto in the same pan we used to brown the meat. This is very important because all the flavors left there from the seasoning will mix with our diced charcuterie, and they will match perfectly with the thighs. When the prosciutto will be perfectly crunchy, it's time to add our golden garlic and onion, so we will create an amazing topping for our dish. Time to prepare the sauce, but don't forget to turn your chicken to the other side. In fact, after half an hour I highly recommend you to do so, and the meat will be perfectly baked. A little reminder, the thighs should bake at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 Fahrenheit for 1 hour. That means 30 minutes each side. But now let's go back to the sauce. After peeling the taleggio, and I can tell you that it is not an easy task, we can melt it in the same super dirty pan where we previously browned the chicken, where we made our prosciutto crunchy, and where we mix it with cooked garlic and onion. Our sauce doesn't need anything else, but be careful because the taleggio should never reach the boiling temperature, so melt it at very low heat, because if it boils it will separate and won't be creamy anymore. I apologize because I forgot to turn on the camera while preparing our 3 plates, but here they are. I put the sauce on the bottom, then I added the chicken, and finally I top with the prosciutto, garlic and onion. I really hope you like today's Masterchef recipe and you will consider subscribing to my channel. See you here with a ketogenic video in English every Monday, but also with the same video in Spanish on Wednesday and in Italian on Friday. So see you next weekend. Thank you.